Amoroso rolls for the key to a good Philly cheesesteak.
I'm gonna use my high horse. It's not hard to cook chopped steak, people. It's hard to get good bread. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sandman has entered! The Tigers are ready to be tamed!
And he goes, what do we do if they get to 10,000? I'm like, well, it has to be something big.
This is absolutely lit! What?
I'd be so privileged to have you guys come down to the Cintas Center and have us beat UConn.
Yes! Let's go! Yes! Let's go! Yes! Here. Oh, number 5 away. And it is done! Free pizza for the Shermans!
Playing that, I can't imagine. I mean, the biggest game I've ever played in is like a district final game. I thought it was like Cloud 9, you know?
Same thing.
We're getting a fat W! Oh my gosh! Yeah! Let me go back to his brother! Oh my God! What a catch! Oh my God! What a catch! Touchdown play! Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Right around here is subpar. That's why there's not a good cheesesteak around here.
I respect you a lot more for saying
Oh
that.
my God!
Tony Slide's complete.
Hello, welcome into the Ride the Wave show. It's your two favorite hosts, me and Adam. Give it up for us, Adam. Give it up for us. Give it up for us this time here. We made it through the weekend. We made it through the week. Actually, we did not make it through the weekend. Let me tell you. First and foremost, there might be a few of you guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know if I hear myself. Oh, Alright, so there might be a few of you guys that are mad at us. We turn on our YouTube on your phone, see if you can hear us. That might be mad at us for Friday. As you can see, as we're literally going through this right now, had some technical difficulties. Couldn't get internet because there's so many media outlets there for such a big game. Cool. So yeah, so yes, I can hear you. Oh. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Oh, I know what it is.
If we're actually
I hit the camera audio.
Yeah, I was about to say,
not the mic on.
I thought we were
Remember,
off the camera audio.
the inputs.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know how we knew that, though?
Yeah.
Did it for the whole draft. The whole draft. So now that you guys can hear me, as you can see.
Well, did we do it for the whole draft? Because I thought somebody turned the
Maybe.
sound
I
off
don't-
during the draft.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a lot better now. So,
Yes.
yeah, we were off the camera.
So as you guys can see,
we also weren't the only one having technical difficulties.
Yes.
We were told by Huntington themselves, they're like, hey, yeah, we've been having internet problems our whole like the whole
Which-
day with the Wi-Fi, and then Litter Media, they were like, hey, yeah, we're having problems with it. So yeah, it's not just us.
But shout out to Huntington because, I mean, 4 media outlets there. That's one of the biggest games they've had in a long time. We were glad that, Litter Media could pick up that slack, and they had also the Piketon radio out there. Also, Sosa was covering the game. Now, they weren't part of the internet problem because Webb was just kind of tweeting it out there. But, you know.
Who did he have? There's no internet there. But, yeah. I think
That's actually, I do need to ask him that question.
But my thing is, I feel like with that Huntington game, even though it wasn't maybe the desired outcome, I still thought there was a lot of good to be taken away from that game.
100%. I felt like, there's a lot of teams. This might sound like an insult. I swear it's not. But there's a lot of teams that would see that score and really kind of just give up, They'd be like, it's like, why even keep trying? And what I noticed out of that Huntington team more than anything was that they gave a lot of heart. I mean, hell, right before halftime, top 10 play, they run a fake punt for a first down, and that was like 4th and like 15.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was a ballsy call there by Coach.
Saw that live on the sidelines, actually.
Yeah, that was one cool thing. We're normally up in the box calling the game and everything. Being down there, getting some live action, and that was actually pretty awesome.
Their box, though, was sweet, dude. The only thing I wish that there was in one of those boxes was like maybe a little window so you could see out, but like you'd be like right behind the stands.
Yes, because if we actually got to call the game, like if in Huntington, again, this is not a knock, but if we could figure out the internet next time and we could be in that little box, that might be perfect. Nobody will hear us. We won't be disturbing anybody.
We might be shaking the whole box, the whole press box. But yeah, no, they had a really nice setup. I wish we would have been able to figure out the internet for sure.
Yeah, but It's was a good night there for Eastern, but some news for you guys. We will still be again at Richie's this Thursday. That's going to be something that we're doing again every single week. We're still figuring out our game of the week there, but I do believe we're going to have Waverly as our in-guest studio there on Thursday. Still waiting to get confirmation.
You mean in-studio guest?
What did I say?
You said in-guest studio. We're not going to put a studio in.
I don't know. We can try, I guess. But no, Adam, let's kind of go ahead and kind of go down the list of games.
So we can start with that Eastern Pike Huntington.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll start there with Eastern Pike versus Huntington. Eastern Pike won that 34-7. Huntington, they had Gordon Cyrus. He had 2 carries for 70 yards, their lone touchdown. Frankie Hirsch again, 10 for 13, 100 yards.
That's something I was talking about, like with how it was, you take the good with the bad, 2 carries for 70 yards. This Huntington team can be explosive. And then 10 for 13. So Frankie's a freshman he's a freshman, correct? Or is he a sophomore this year?
He is a sophomore, I believe.
He's a sophomore? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know he's 6'1", so he's got good size on him. It's just it's good seeing that. He's staying calm under pressure. He's not forcing anything. I don't believe he threw any picks, did he?
I don't think so. If he did one, but
I said this
stats say none.
Yeah,
so.
because that's coming from SVC Sports Talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yes.
greatest in all the land when it comes to getting your actual stats and numbers.
Yes.
So I think Huntington, like if this was a week 1 loss, maybe you have to worry about morale dipping down. But where that's 1-1, and this Eastern team expecting to go 10-0, beat a Miller team who was expecting to go 10-0.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll go 9-1. Who's to say? But yeah, no. So I think that this Huntington team's got a lot of good stuff on their horizon here.
And I do. They have Northwest next week, which we'll kind of talk about them a little bit later. I know they're not one of the sorry, guys, I'm working on something real cool over here. And I almost had before the show started, and then me deleted the entire thing. But, no, they have Northwest next week, which I do think is a very winnable game. They just squeaked by McLean this past week in overtime. By a pretty low score, 19-13 in overtime, against McLean. McLean is a very good football team. I just think Huntington is also a very good football team this year. So if they can go against Northwest, pull out a win there, they're still in great position starting at 2-1 before league play starts there. I think that is everything, actually.
Yeah, and then just getting in Paint Valley, beating West Jeff 28-14, big upset. You called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I did. I was feeling that. Shout out to Rhett Butler and his son Camden Butler. Okay, I worked with Rhett over there at Norris, and he said from that Washington courthouse scrimmage they had, he goes, "Buddy, I'm gonna tell you, I think we can beat that West Jeff team."
Yeah.
I said, Rhett, that's a good football school. Like they're supposed to be winning titles. And then his son Camden, who's a junior on the team, came in and said the same thing. I was like,
I wonder if there was anything in like the weeks leading up that had them fired up for that game. Maybe something that happened in the locker room or something like that. Just got the players and community rallied as one, fired up.
I want to get to that too because, hold on. I think I got this. Oh, look at that! I can make it. Hold on. I got to make it go down a little bit.
Why?
No, actually, that might be good. Boom!
Make it big.
We got a ticker. Look at it. All the scores. We got it. It's on there. It will look a lot better when I get to tamper with it before next show. I had this whole thing done. And then literally as there were, 2 minutes before the show on the ticker, deleted everything. So had to hurry up and get that done. No, but one, they are the reasons that I believed in Paint Valley beating West Jeff. But let's get to it, people. All right? I'm going to piss off a lot of people. And I frankly kind of just don't give a shit. I'm going to actually take that out on it. So listen. All right. Obviously, there's been some speculations going on out there against a couple of players, right, for some hazing. One, if you think that is hazing, go talk to pretty much anybody that's played sports in any school in the past however many years. Because I mean,
If you were somebody from the '90s,
yeah,
yeah,
I had a gentleman tell me who played at Chillicothe that they stripped him butt naked, put some hot sauce on some parts the hot sauce shouldn't be on, and made them run 2 miles back to the campus.
Yeah.
So like, you
I was going to say something. Well, see, I heard there was a tell of maybe some hazing that happened someplace to where like they grabbed him by the whiner,
yeah,
and were shaking him all around,
yeah, dude.
and he didn't go nowhere.
No, I mean I saw at certain schools.
Now
I mean,
that was
kids,
that was back in the '90s when I was
Yes.
in school. There wasn't really any hazing. or
No, that's
anything
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
And like, it's boys gonna be boys. It got blown way out of proportion, right? But you know what I loved, Adam? You know what I love more than anything?
What's that?
Is that first off, everybody's saying they didn't get no discipline.
They did.
They were suspended for 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. Okay, like some people that say, "Oh, you got to spend 4 days." 2, these are actually like good kids. Go check their grades. Go check the community service. Go check. Every single person on the football team showed up to the board meeting saying how these kids are leaders, are some of the best kids on their football team. And why are we having this talk right now? Because all I've seen for weeks is how terrible these kids are, just tearing them down, tearing them down, tearing them down. And I know these kids personally. I know the kid that they did to personally. He is a good kid too. So this is not me attacking him. This is me attacking all the keyboard heroes out there. Is that lay off these kids. It's to me. I'm gonna sound. It's football. It sounds like a football tradition.
The biggest
Weird
problem
one.
with it is I guess maybe the nature of what it was and the embarrassment because we're in the cell phone social media world
Yeah.
now. So like something in the '90s was like, oh yeah, that dies. But like, maybe now, 30 years from now, somebody's like, were you butt faced? Is that you? But so like, I can understand like where like the upsetness is.
I can see that. I can see that. But to label it hazing, I mean, if you want to hear hazing, go look up Northwestern football. Like that's hazing. That I think some people from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s would be like, that's kind of
hazing is like a repeated instance
Yes.
where this is like allegedly.
But
it was just like if it's somebody's birthday and it's everybody. Now hazing is usually for a select group of people, like freshmen coming in.
Yeah, like a
So,
frat
like,
house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually in the term of sports, it's like, oh, you're a freshman, you got to earn your keep. We're
Yeah.
gonna haze you.
Which I'm sure, like
The most
you and
hazing
everybody
at
else.
Vinton County, I guess my freshman year of football was like just maybe carrying like the senior
Yeah.
stuff, and I don't even remember doing that.
Dude, you want to talk about hazing at Chillicothe my freshman year?
Yeah.
Like, I won't. I just won't get into it if they think what this is bad. But what I'm saying, what I love more about this Paint Valley football team than I did before we even went into it, is that those kids said fuck them and went out there and balled out, beat a West Jeff team that they probably shouldn't have beat. I mean, that's a good West Jeff team, and they didn't just beat them. I mean, they beat the shit out of them in every asset of the game. So it shows you that this Paint Valley team is resilient. It shows you that there's some dogs, and it shows you why they should be labeled now as the favorite to win the Golden Football. And you know what I think, Adam?
I hope they make a couple push in the playoffs, win a couple playoff games.
I think this is going to make them be a bunker mentality team. I think they're going to look at each other, and they're going to be like, you know what? Everybody outside.
Oh no!
What?
I just saw the second score on the list.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
I think everybody on that Paint Valley team is going to come together. They're going to bunker down. I think you're going to see this football team go a very, very long way. But Adam, let's get to the next game. Wellston, that team you hate, the team that you don't like to be named, versus Piketon. Now I saw from some sources.
34-27. What the hell is that?
I saw from some sources, Adam, Ben Lauderback, that the ref in there could have been a little questionable.
Yeah, I heard that.
First off, before we get into this game, have you ever seen some questionableness at Wellston?
Oh, all
playing
the time.
there.
All the time.
I
yeah.
figured.
I figured if we could have Andy Long call in and talk about like.
Oh, we can make it happen.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like right this
Yeah.
second for this. He'd tell you about any time he'd tell you about his ankles. Not like they took him
Yeah.
from him, but like
Yeah.
maybe some stomping and some stuff like that. Yeah, say Dylan Bart's another guy I went to school with. There was a guy, his name was like, it was Cole something. He would get if it was at Vinton County, he usually got tossed like first play. If it was at Wellston, he'd get tossed a little. He would get tossed, but like he'd make it a little farther. He's like every single game he tries to fight me. Every time we play, Joe, he tries to fight me.
Try to fight me.
Yeah, he says just like that. Like you just gotta know who Taylor
Don't know
is.
what it is.
He's like he's
Barnes
trying to
wants
fight
his
me.
hands.
Yeah, so like. Yeah, I could see maybe some refereeing and some maybe a little 14 on 11 with a little bit of dirty stuff happening in there. I could see it all happening down there. Honestly, beating them by 7. I mean, they got to do everything they can to beat them.
Adam's looking at this like, actually, it looked like almost by 7. They won.
Yeah,
They,
I mean, hell, you go in there playing against 3 extra people, 14 on 11, and you only lose by 7. That's a dub. Titans, what, 2-0 now?
they dropped to 1-1. Luke Goyen had a great game, 11 of 22 for 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 13 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. So I'm excited to see his fantasy points. Just by looking at that, it's looking like he's going to be somewhere in the 20s to 30s.
Yeah. See, I'm hoping it's more in the 20s because,
Yeah.
Playing against.
Oh, is that who you're playing against this week? Okay, okay.
Snowden. I don't like looking down and seeing Buddy getting the workload to kind of make up for it, but
because you this week are playing HUD's Hooligans, so that could be some scary business.
I was thinking of. I thought I was playing Creekside.
No, that was last week.
That was last.
Yeah.
week.
And then Buddy Wilson, he had 18 carries for 115 and 2 tutties. Jace Johnson, he's showing back up on the stat column, so I think
I
that's,
like Buddy getting 18 carries, being
Yeah.
like a lot of the workload.
he had 2 catches for 18 yards. Wade Fowl had a lone catch for 8 yards. Mason Thacker, who we thought was going to be their number 1 threat going into this season, looks like he's proven us right. He has 7 catches for 124 yards, and Zach Hanna getting a catch for 16 yards. Now, this was a game at Wellston, Adam, as you know, and as you described, like it is going to be a hard-nosed, hard place to win kind of game. I think.
And honestly, it's just the worst place to go in anyway and play a ball game. I'll tell you that right now. It's just the worst place to go in the whole world. Unless you're getting Johnny's Chinese food, just don't
Just a random
fucking go.
shout-out.
Don't fucking go, dude.
In the middle, just absolutely roasting a place. Just but I mean, Johnny's Chinese food.
Everybody knows Johnny's is tops. Like Johnny's is tops. If you're going there, you're going to Johnny's, and that's it. My favorite thing is like when my grandma was still alive, she would walk in, he'd be like, "Oh, Sharon, how do?" Because like he just knows my whole family because they live there because they're.
I imagine your
Johnny.
family just shit talking Wilson the whole time. Walks into that restaurant, does really nice, like, hey, no, yeah, how's it going? Yeah.
Dude, I spent a lot of my time in high school there.
That's why I hate it so much.
Chasing them up around there.
But no, so Piketon. I think that Piketon actually sitting at 1-1 this year. I have a better feeling about them than when they were sitting at 2-0 last year.
Yeah, gives them a chip on the shoulder. Again, probably should be 2-0 going into this game if it was played in the neutral side or anywhere.
Let's go on to another SVC game. We'll go to Adena. The only time I'll be happy that somebody beats Notre Dame, they beat Portsmouth Notre Dame 28-8. I know Joey Francis had a big catch. Still should be getting some stats in from them later today.
Where's this game at?
This game was at Adena.
I'm looking for it on the.
Oh, flip the page.
Oh, it's got a back, dude.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah. Saving the world. One
Yeah,
front and
nice.
back paper at a time. But no, yeah, they win that one. I didn't get a whole lot from that other than Adena starting out 2-0 looks a lot different than Adena last year. I think Coach Hurt has
Love that this guy came in, and even though he's maybe not using the guy that I thought he was going to use,
Yeah.
he's just like, this is our identity, and we're gonna
gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah, so I think I don't know who Adena has next week. Honestly, I could probably just look it up real quick on that great website we were talking about, SVC Sports Talk.
Now, do we have any idea of like who got any of the touchdowns? Or I want to say Nate got maybe one, and then
I haven't got anything from them. Ethan Hurt, shout out, said that he would get me some of their stats later this week. Or today, sorry, after their practice. So we should have a little bit more on that. I'm hoping it was Nate Draxler, but I don't know. I honest to God, like I still don't know who their quarterback is, like his name.
Yeah.
I know it's number 2, but I don't know. So
We could start doing that for it was just in free agency like number two, like whatever. Like,
That's what I think when I.
yeah.
Someone tell us who he is. Anyways, they have Amanda Clear Creek next week, who was the next game I kind of want to talk about. They beat Unioto. Now, Unioto was up pretty much this entire game. I heard there's a big delay. So Amanda Clear Creek comes back 2 minutes ago. Unioto gets the ball. Big weather delay.
So it could be like a typical 49ers Ravens situation to where like bad Super Bowl kind of like
Yeah.
But it was a bad Super Bowl. It was one-sided. Then the delay happened, and then it kind of turned around. If I remember it correctly.
Yeah, and then the Niners started coming back, but then they lost.
Because it was rigged, and they wanted to give Ray Lewis a championship instead of Randy Moss. They
Murder.
cheated. I hated it so much they took it away from him.
Randy deserved that one.
He
man.
deserved it.
He even made it pretty. Ray already had one. Ha! No, but they play Amanda Clear Creek next week.
Honestly, I think
That could be
like a big on top of like the delay. It could have been beating Vinton County so bad because that's usually a good game, and it was kind of hyped like it was a good game, at least from us.
Yeah.
And then they just went out there and kind of mollywopped them.
Yeah.
To go back to last year, and then this year
They came out aggressive.
Yeah.
So Caden
coming up early, maybe they just lost that luster and they cooled off, and then it just
Caden Cutright had a pick or a big touchdown, and then I couldn't put it in the top 10 plays because it technically wasn't a touchdown, but little situation that you had told me about where a ref maybe on the complete other side of the field is calling somebody out of bounds where they can't even see. So they're just kind of maybe guessing. But Caden Cutright had a pick six that, I mean, I watched that video probably 10 times, and there's no way he was out of bounds. And dude from like middle of the field just starts blowing it dead out of bounds. It's like, no.
So that's a little bit of the 14-on-1. So you just kind of got to ask, are these guys playing
yes
in Helston?
Yeah, in Helston.
Are they?
But, Unioto, that's a big blow going into playing Waverly next week, who's 2-0, also coming off of real quick stats for that Unioto Amanda Clear Creek. Isaac Coy, he went 17 for 29, 223, and 3 tutties. So I don't think that I don't think that was a one-trick pony week one. I think they have definitely found the quarterback of the future. Blake Hoops had 6 for 59 and a tutty. Caden Cutright had 4 for 95, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions on defense. One of them that should have been a touchdown, which, again, wins them that football game.
Wins it for them
because
you just know their kicker's going to win that shit.
Yeah, their kickers. Name the last time a kicker missed just a field goal PAT. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, never.
The only time that happens is if it's like a fumble snap, but even then we saw in the top 10 plays that doesn't
Levi
matter.
Beam's going to just take that right in there for a tutty.
Now, I will say Isaac Coy having, 223, 3 tuds, 17 for 29. I mean, this kid is looking really good so far through two games.
Blake had said it himself, this kid's going to have a future. Not feeling that headset.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the headset, dude. Just not feeling it.
That's why we need to get the ones that just the mics.
Yeah, dude, I like this one so much better.
Sorry, Tony, that's one that you get now.
I mean, I feel like I usually have this one because that one's just like fit my ear weird, and I usually didn't have that.
No, but I think that because Waverly, we'll
obviously Blake doing Blake things, having 6 on 6 for 59.
But the thing is, sometimes
a
a wide receiver is just as good as his quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, because real quick, because they play Waverly this week, they just beat Zane Trace 28-7. Grady Stewart for Zane Trace went 10 for 21, 101, 101 yards. Silas Stewart had 12 carries for 35 yards, a catch for 6 yards. Bryce Johnson 15 carries for 62 yards, a catch for 8 yards. Aiden Dunn 5 for 38, and Cohen Larson 4 for 43. And their defense had 7 sacks. Okay, and by the way,
7 sacks in a team that's beating you 28-7.
Yeah, that's why I put it in there.
What is this? Me playing college football? 25.
Exactly. Also, Cade Carroll literally ran through 3 defenders. Watch it. Top 10 plays.
Top 10.
But what I wanted to why I wanted to say that is that Waverly. I mean, those Zane Trace numbers are not bad. As you can see, Silas Stewart and Bryce.
Top 10.
Silas and Bryce, they're going to they're going to be within 3 carries of each other almost every single game. I think that's been pretty relevant these first
Honestly,
two.
I'd like to maybe see. I'd like to where Grady's still getting the use of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him maybe get a couple less. Maybe take 5 of those. Take 5 of those pass attempts, maybe make them. Which again, I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
Like the situational football that they were playing or anything like that. Not to take anything away from any coaches or anything. I was just maybe pound that rock a little bit more. That's their identity usually.
I'm wondering if Gunner, the stunner, is out for the season or not. If he is, let us know, please. But
If nobody knows, then let us know so we can break the news. Maybe.
yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
but you know, I go over that game
Prayers.
because
hopefully it's not. Hopefully he's a bounce back and he's
17 sacks. All right. Looking like good numbers other than touchdowns, right? So it looked like you were moving the ball, but maybe I don't know if there were picks or fumbles or anything like that.
It could have just been 3 and outs, 4 and outs. Not 4 and outs, but like 4 down non-conversions.
It's looking like you have to play a perfect game to beat this Waverly team. You know what I mean? I mean, 17 sacks. What more can you do as a defense to try and stop this? But they're going to have big plays. I think where Uniota can
honestly, it could be a situation of like, oh, we get a sack, very next play,
touchdown,
big play. Like,
Yeah.
who's to say like there wasn't a sack and the next play I'm running over 3 people
'Cause
and I'm taking it to the house.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Cody Swords had a game, like a pretty big game.
That's what we like to hear.
So I think if I'm Uniota, it could be kind of like how I just said about Piketon, because they went into that Waverly game last year 1-1 or 2-0, and they lost. They might have been a little bit too much on that high horse. You get smacked in the mouth week 2. You go in on the road against a good Waverly team, who again all 3 of their games to start the year are home.
Yeah.
They're home week 1. They are home against St. Trace. Oh no! They were at Miami Trace.
They
Sorry.
were at Miami Trace.
Yeah. So, but back-to-back home games, and it's going to be a rowdy crowd down there. You know.
I think this is another opportunity to where if Uniota doesn't get it open early, it could be a situation to where it's like last year, 28-14.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm wondering if this is going to be because
I guess
Yes,
if they
Uniota-
can't maintain like they have been, like if they kind of have a game like Man at Clear Creek where they
Yeah.
come out, get up early, and then maybe fall. Exactly what happened last year at Waverly, where they got up,
they got up 14-0,
and then
they
just
gave up
28
24.
unanswered.
Yeah, 28 unanswered.
So
But I'm wondering if this, because I know Uniota has good running backs. I know that Waverly has good running backs, right? I'm wondering if this turns in, though, to a shootout between the quarterbacks.
Well,
and if it does,
I think it does because you got to look at. I haven't seen a whole lot of Waverly's defense, but there's a gentleman by the name of David Long on that Uniota defense at linebacker. Yeah,
he's a plug in the holes.
Yeah. I say just them and then that big offensive line. Like actually, Vinton County, a notorious run-heavy team, just couldn't get anything going against them. Like they were.
And if it becomes a throwout, basically, Isaac Coy is amazing. He's really good. He sophomore versus a senior that's also.
They fit the same prototype, if I'm being honest, a little bit.
And I think I'd have to tilt my cap towards Waverly in that one just because of the seniority. I think it's good because right now how I'm
Pun
thinking
intended.
how I'm thinking about it is that it's going to be a shootout, and I just have to have more trust in a senior that I've seen do it great for 4 years versus a sophomore who I think is going to be where the senior is going to be at, but he's 3 years behind. So,
and I think Waverly, 3 big name receivers. Where I think Uniota, they got kind of 2.
They got 2 big name, and then they have they always just have a player every week.
Like it's like a revolving door.
Yeah,
almost.
you just don't know who it's going to be, which is great.
Yeah.
But whenever I feel like it gets down to a close game, you like having that third person you can lean on
that opens up Waverly to have like that 4th person that's like, oh well, this guy gets like 3 catches a game for 40 yards, which is it doesn't like for a fantasy.
David Sparks. Sparks. I don't think his first name was David.
I don't believe it
was. But I think it was Dylan.
I didn't believe it started.
Mr. Sparks
Yeah,
that they got over there.
Tight end.
He's
moved
like
to,
that fourth player where like we still haven't seen.
I
him.
had him as my 3 spot. He was more of the 3 spot.
I think Cade Carroll is more evolving into that 3 spot role.
Well, I thought is he not?
So you got Cody Swords, Then you have.
I thought Cade was more running. Like I thought he did a little bit of both. Like played a little flex.
Oh,
spot,
you're talking about three-head receiving monster.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, so they got three
okay.
receivers,
No, I
yeah.
understand. Yes. So then, you got Sparks there with the
Yeah,
Pollard
and
and
Because the
Cody
receivers,
Swords.
I was thinking that you got obviously Blake Hoops and then Caden Cutright at any time.
Yeah,
could go
yeah.
off. It's just that third guy is kind of like a revolving door. You know, it's kind of like their running back situation where it's like you never know who's going to go off. And if they have one guy go down, maybe because like we saw Woods is out for the season now.
Ty Woods, yes, officially
Out for the season.
labeled out for the season.
Very unfortunate.
T's and P's to him. We hope that he gets good for the next sport season that he plays.
Yeah, but like they're able to. They have a rotation. So like they got a guy that's probably going to step up for him in that running back situation. Cause their running back room is, again, like I said, it's a lot like Ohio State in the early, 2010s. 2010 to about 2015, 2016, right around there, right when Zeke was leaving.
Yeah. And like you said, Cade Carroll for Waverly is going to be that fourth person to step up because, he can run the ball, but last year he was a wide receiver.
So he might be that fourth receiver some weeks.
Yeah, so it just kind of depends, I think, on what Waverly needs. And I think all good football teams have to have that utility guy that's just an absolute beast, and Cade Carroll is going to work his ass off. So whatever, they can put that kid at center, and he's probably going to excel at it. Let's get into. Do you want to get into the?
I was thinking we're going to finish out this back page and go to
the Westfall Logan Elm.
Oh no, Madison Plains Southeast.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot we overlooked that one. Madison Plains, they beat Southeastern 41-6, but Joey Pfeiffer, he still had a great week, 11 for 19, 135 yards. One rushing touchdown, the lone touchdown of the game. Caleb Cutright had 15 carries for 60. Tyler Cutright had 5 carries for 41 and 3 catches for 22. So it looks like we're kind of seeing him in both roles there. Gage Cheadle, 3 for 52. Lane Williams, 2 for 8. And then Braden Burns, 2 for 38. Adam, what's your initial thoughts on that Madison Plains Southeastern game?
So Madison Plains, where are they? Do we know a whole lot about them?
I don't know a whole lot about them. They got to be local, and they got to be around the same because they play Southeastern and Westfall pretty much every year. So they got to be somewhere around here. I'm not 100% sure.
So,
Let me do some research.
I just remember them. Who won this game last year?
It was Southeastern's only win.
So for them to come out and win 41-6, maybe it's a situation of this is our year. We come out 1-0. We got this. What?
Guess where Madison Plains is? In London, Ohio.
There's more than one school there?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Damn, Westfall's winning the league, okay? They beat Madison Plains last week. They beat a team in London. They might, retract me saying Pay Valley's winning the league. Westfall might win the league now. Sorry, keep going, Adam.
They must have got some transfers from London themselves compared to last year. But, yeah, no, I like this because, it solidifies Cutright as your standout back, well as, Caleb Cutright, as well as having Tyler come in, getting a couple catches and carries, being like a flex spot, kind of like a slot back, if you will. I feel like Cheadle having 52 yards on 3 catches got a lot of explosiveness.
I think it's reversed from last year.
Yeah.
I think last year you were seeing a lot of catches for not a lot of yards. Now you're seeing less catches for bigger gains of yards.
I say maybe get a few more in there. I'd like to see him have those burst plays, those big plays, as well as those little plays.
I wonder, we have not watched a single
Southeastern
down, really, of Southeastern other than that Joey Pfeiffer amazing run. So I don't know what they're doing. But I would like to see, if they aren't doing it already, some wide receiver screen action, kind of get him the ball out on the edge. Because I think if you have him with a guy blocking and him saying, all right, just beat this one guy, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
So I think that could be a problem. Maybe some jet sweeps or something like that.
Yeah, I like the jet touch pass. Not necessarily the sweep to where it's just it's a hike and then a toss.
Yeah, just kind of boop.
The receiver's got to catch it. It's still technically
a
catch.
pass.
It's a forward.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a pass.
No, it is.
In high school, it's a pass.
Oh, in high school, I don't know. I don't.
In college,
football.
it is a pass. Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're Southeastern, you can kind of just dust that one off. Let's see who they have next week. It does not get easier.
Who they got next week?
Eastern.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very tough game for them. But coming off of a 41-6, I think that they'll be able to come in, tighten the screws, and it won't quite be this bad. I might still give it to Eastern. I don't know. We'll have to see on Thursday.
And when you have I don't want to say a young team, but a team that's been fishing for a big win, you come out, you beat a team you don't even give up a touchdown. You win, 48-0. You might need a 41-6 loss to kind of be like, hey, listen, that didn't just happen. Like, you didn't just show up. Like, you still got to put in the work.
You guys put the work in to get here. Maybe and again, don't know
anything.
Of the week. Just all speculation. All speculation. Just speculating that maybe they're like, maybe I don't have to live so hard. Maybe I don't have to try so hard. I'm just that good.
Yeah.
And again, they are. But you still got to try to be that good, So
hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
But if talent works hard, it beats hard workers every day of the week.
Yep. Last game of the SVC, Logan Elm 42, Westfall 14. Don't have stats yet on this one from the handsome Mr. Step out there, but I'm not really looking too much into that. That's a really, really good Logan Elm team. I think this is a Westfall team. It's week 2. I mean, they have a wide receiver.
They win week 1, right?
Yeah. So they're at 1-1. They got Circleville this week. They just beat Madison Plains last week, who just beat Southeastern 41-6. So I'm not going to look too much into this loss. I am, however, excited to see how they look this week whenever they're playing against Circleville, just because that's a huge rivalry. Circleville's 2-0, and I don't follow Circleville a lot, but I don't think they're necessarily every year a great football team. So I think for them to be 2-0 to the players is probably a big deal. They're going against Westfall, become 3-0. So I'm excited to see what Westfall does this week. I don't think I really have a winner yet. I haven't really looked too much into it, but that's what you always like about week 3, because you've probably already seen a team win, then you just saw a team lose. How are they going to be looking week 3? Can they bounce back after a big loss? And you kind of get that in week 2 is, okay, team just lost week 1 big or 1 big. How do they bounce back? So this week it's Southeastern. We saw how they respond to a big win. Not great. Can they respond to a big L? Better. Any thoughts, Westfall, Logan Elm?
I think it's just one that Westfall needs to put behind them and not really dwell on too much, because that Logan Elm team
and that Circleville team is their Vinton County Uniota. So
they're out of conference rival.
Yeah. So Saturday morning, if I'm Coach Step, I'm like, yeah, cool, awesome, we lost. We're going to watch a little bit of film. When we leave here, though, it's fuck Logan Elm. They're done. It's on Circleville, So.
And speaking of which, beating Vinton County 35-14, they definitely have, they've had some good ones.
Yeah, I think they had a big win week 1 too, a big point margin win. I don't know who they played. So like I said, like we just said, that they're riding high into this week 3 matchup. Did you get any info from that Vinton County Circleville game? Any of your peeps?
I have not heard a single thing about it at all.
I
just saw. I don't know. I just saw somebody ask if they won, and they didn't. They did not.
Nelsonville, York win.
Yeah. They also did not win.
Well, if you see right here, if you click on this thing right here, it'll have all the scores.
And that's Ride the Waves Sports Show.
Yes. No,
it's
so
actually SVC Sports Talk for SVC.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Outside of that, who knows?
Gridiron
Glory, maybe.
Next game. Oh yeah, Washington Courthouse. This was surprising to me.
Holy shit.
Okay, so this is obviously the first time he's looked at that score, which I love.
Holy shit, that's bad.
Because Western Brown should have lost to Hillsborough last week. Or should they have? You know what I mean? If Western Brown really is this good, then damn Hillsborough, because they had a big win this week. Washington Courthouse, though, I have a lot more questions. I thought, week 1, you're playing London.
They're making me look like a goddamn fool. So they are. I said these guys were going to be 6-4. You guys got 2 more this year. Damn it.
And
2.
And Jackson
That's it.
and Miami Trace is on schedule.
That's it. That's it. Hey, if you lose anybody else, you're going to have to pull it off against one of them. And by judging, I don't think you got it.
Oh, shit.
Making me look like a goddamn fool.
I think they have talent out there. Gavin Kaufman is having a good year. I think he had some pretty good stats. I just don't know what losing Aiden Rocky Jones, man, really, I think hurt this team more than they thought and we thought going into this season. So Who's going to step up
it
and
hurt,
be that
it
guy?
hurt. Apparently, it hurt them more than it hurt the Office losing Steve Carell. I'll tell you that much right now.
I don't
bud.
know, man. The office of Steve
Goddamn
Carell is
fool.
death sentence. We'll go on to Chillicothe. They lose 42-0 against London. Did see some good things out of the
Chillicothe
defense.
covered the spread. If you're
Yeah.
a betting man, you would have won a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you had 20 points to work with. The spread was like 60 points.
Yeah. So they had good defensive turnovers. You know, Anthony Smith got in the backfield, big tackle for loss for a fumble. It's London. You know, I don't think it gets any easier for him this week. I had their schedule.
I think it does. It was London. So it may not be easy, but it's going to get easier. It might be a hard game, but it's going to be an easier game than last week. And compared to like the last 2 weeks with Bloom Carroll, I mean, shit, dude, it's going to be easier. It might be a hard game.
It's Western Brown.
Yeah. So who knows? We don't know if that's going to be a hard game. We don't know. Because
Oh, man. This is what we always wanted the show to be. If you don't like it, there's other shows to watch.
hey, if you don't chew big red gum,
Trayvon, he's my Ricky Bobby.
yeah.
No, but I do think we might actually see more out of the Chillicothe team
Yeah.
because they got Western Brown, and then they got Portsmouth West 0-2, and then they have Wilmington, who just lost to Miami Trace. So that'll be a real test.
That Portsmouth game, you say it's
Portsmouth West.
Portsmouth West?
Yes.
Yeah. Who did they just play? I want to say when I saw them lose to them, I was
They lost. Oh, I look at that. They lost to Fairland 34-0, and they lost to Portsmouth 42-7, which are two very good football teams. But they play Hillsborough this week, which we're about to talk about them. But that could be kind of a test to see
what it's going to be.
what it's going to be like when they play Chillicothe. I'm excited to see them against this Western Brown team. Honestly,
looking this year versus last year, this Chillicothe team, I think they've looked better in these two games than they had all last season.
yes, like
Did they win a game last year?
won. I know they won at least one.
Did you know who it was against? But yeah, like
Talk for a second.
I feel like even in that win, Chillicothe looked better in these two losses because again, it's Bloom Carroll in London.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, 42-0. But again,
Bloom Carroll.
that's London, man. Like that's London. Like it's
They went 1-9 last year, and they beat Logan, who went 3-7.
they might as well win 0-9 last year.
Adam hates Logan. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
have picked up on that one yet.
It's the top and bottom. They got a sandwich.
But I think we're really about to see exactly where this Chillicothe football team is. What you're saying, why they look better? I think it's because, again, continuity. They have the same coach coming back.
Sorry.
Oh God,
I
what?
thought you were just gonna start saying a bunch of like post-war continuity, integrity, and
Make
inspiration. Like
an acronym for.
like, just all like the different like
They got-
inspirational posters.
They got that continuity. They got the players.
Connectivity.
Connectivity problems. No, but they got the continuity of the coach. They have athletes. Now, it looks like Sean Smith got hurt again. I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. It's just, I think it's year 2 playing London. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I literally said this exact thing. I was like, well, if you can get past the first 2 games without any major injuries or banging your people, because now, again, this might be a nagging injury for the rest of the season because you
And it's
played
a
against an NFL player. Like, realistically, a Division III college.
I'm pretty sure ankle or knee, So, and it's his senior year. It being his senior year, I think he might push through. Sean is an amazing track athlete. So
Contact.
I can see him being like, why stress this a little bit more? But I think we're going to see they play Western Brown, Portsmouth West, Wilmington, that open up with Washington Courthouse. I think we're about to see who the Chillicothe team is. I think they're going to be good because I'm going to finally get to that point.
This Western Brown game kind of determines how they open up the conference play.
Because, again, the coach being back, the big thing out of this team is I feel like, I'm not saying last year they didn't, but this year they, genuinely, I think, like each other. You know what I mean? I'm not like there's teams that just like each other. Like, hey man, what's up, blah blah. Then you leave and like you're not hanging outside of practice. It's just kind of like, hey, we hang out football, then we leave. I feel like this team this year is more of like, hey, we're hanging out at practice, and then we're all going here, and then we're hanging out there. Like, I feel like they're kind of becoming more of a family. And I think whenever we get to the Washington, like to the league play, I mean, Miami, Trace, and Jackson are their last 2 games.
So they're finishing. They're finishing into the season 0-2. They start off so
Yeah.
hard and end
Well,
so why? Do you guys want some lingering
You
injuries?
never know, man. Because if they beat Wilmington, which they just lost to Miami Trace, so possible. I think they beat Washington. The Hillsborough, don't know. Truly do not know. I'll assess that when we get there. The McLean game, I think, is a winnable game. I mean, you're
I
walking.
guess they're into the regular season to go into the playoffs with some injuries.
No, because then the last 2 games of the year are Miami, Trace, and Jackson. But if you go in there on a 4-game heater, I'm not saying they can win, but they can
that
play
last
tight.
game is 1,000% a loss.
We're going
1,000% a loss for them. Okay.
I don't know, man. Jackson I've never seen Jackson lose to an Ironton team in the fashion that just happened, which we'll go ahead and go
get to
there.
that, but
We'll go ahead and go there. Jackson loses to Ironton 51-14. Braden Schreck had one hell of a game. For losing 51-14, he still had one hell of a game. He had 246 passing yards with 2 touchdowns, 7 carries for 50 yards.
Braden Schreck is an Ironton player, so he won.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Zane Williams, 4 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown. Dedrick, I hope I'm saying that right. Dedrick Graves, he had 7 carries for 27. It looks like Zane is going to be more of their, like, from what I'm reading, 3rd down and goal line situation back. Tyler Roach, 2 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. They have to have the best wide receivers in Ohio right now. Tyler Roach, 2 catches, 89 yards and a touchdown. Sean Terry had 4 catches, 53 yards, and 2 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown. And those had to be the most explosive 6 plays because, I mean, he put 3 guys in a spin move. And these are Jackson.
Well, I said there was a carry. I'm pretty sure, wasn't there a carry for like
Yes.
27 yards?
It
So, like,
was
the first carry
I
didn't go
think
nowhere, but
I think it was a sweep. It was our number 1 play, and I believe it was a sweep. If not, it was a screen pass out there.
he made 5 people miss on that one. And if
Yeah.
you look at like what he posted, he said, "I made 5 people miss, and 3 of them were on the ground."
Yeah.
He
But
did do that.
Jackson, for only having 14, not a bad game. 6 for 13 for
Wasn't it
Bodie.
Wasn't it close? Wasn't it pretty close for most?
Yeah,
of it, and then
it
just
really
kinda-
didn't get blown out. Oh my God! It didn't really turn into a blowout. It's about halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Yeah. Now that was much similar to Waverly and Wheelersburg last year. I want to say
I think so. Where Waverly played them like really
it
tight.
was like
and then Wheelersburg just
14-21,
had a
and then it was
fourth
like there was
quarter.
like a turnover,
Yeah.
a momentum swing.
It was
That-
it was Wheelersburg got a big touchdown, then a pick 6,
Yeah,
and then a
it was the
stop, and then a
pick
big
six.
touchdown.
Yeah, that's what it was. So the
Okay.
touchdown that made it, I'm pretty sure, like took the lead
Yeah.
21-14, and then it was pick 6, 2 touchdowns, and then a stop and a big score.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that to where it was like, hey, this is Jackson can come out and win, and
Yeah.
I think there was probably just maybe a mistake, a go for it on 4th down, or a stop or something, and then that was just. All right, it's lights out. This is Ironton's game. There's no way it's not anybody else's. And then maybe Ironton was like, yeah, we'll kind of put our stamp on this one and let them know, like, hey, get ready for next year.
Because Ironton is not on a quest to win. I don't know if everybody knows this. They're an independent school. They are not in a conference. Now, they think they kept 3 teams from their old conference or 4. I can't
Depending
remember.
on how many people are in that conference, they might still be in it in my eyes.
Yeah, true. But
But
they're playing more of a – I mean, they're playing teams from Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania,
Don't they have
and Canada.
No, so don't they have a
yeah.
Canadian
They
team?
technically have an internet. They're going abroad.
Yeah.
They're going
Nationwide.
abroad. So I just
I said nationwide. I mean international.
yeah, I just
Mr. Worldwide Football Team.
worldwide. Wow.
But yeah, so I think they are looking more for like state championship.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're looking state championship or
and maybe
bust.
national rankings
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean?
Well, and also they know they got a guy like Sean Terry, and they're like, we got to get this guy.
Yes.
Which
Breaking news from yesterday is that Sean Terry, after this season, is foregoing the rest of his high school career, so he won't be playing basketball, and he's heading to Missouri early.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like everybody that's saying, is he legit? People don't do that unless they're legit.
Well, the fact that he has the intelligence to do that, like the grades and stuff like that,
Yeah.
is, I love that.
So
for him,
I think that tells you a lot more about who Sean Terry is as a football player. Like you said, My grades are good enough. I've gotten enough done. Like, he's planned for this for you. This don't just happen.
Hopefully, we get to see him. At Mizzou for a year, and he goes straight to the Gators from there. Stay keep it SEC. But hopefully he rocks out for a few years. Maybe sticks to one school, just gets a degree, graduates, and then do the Joe Burrow to where his whole last year, 2 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Because apparently the new eligibility is 5 years eligibility.
9 years, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. The asterisk on that Florida game, by the way. 9-year player. 9 years? Get out of here.
I texted my uncle. I said, Sean Terry, 2 years. Thank me later. He said, what? I said, look him up. Because he lives out in Missouri. But I just think, like you said, Ironton, they have to win this game big, so they're not going to let up because, again, trying to win a state title, possibly get national ranking. It's just something you have to do. And I think high school is the cutoff where the running up the score does not matter. You know what I mean? If you run up the score, it's kind of the point where
well, no, because if you've ever watched Last Chance U, I want to say it's Eastern Mississippi or whatever it is that their school is. It's a Division III program, and how they have to do it is they'll beat teams 80-0.
Yeah,
90-0. It's we got to because there's other teams doing it, and we don't play them. So that way, if we do this, if we go undefeated in our thing, we'll play one other school, and it's technically we are the Division III national champion because we got ranked that because of how our point difference and everything like that.
And with the running clock now, it's still running. Just go out there and play. I just hate whenever I'm watching teams just not try anymore. Because at that point, as a fan, I'm just ready to go.
Also, if you're getting if you're again, this is if you're Vinton County back when I was in high school and you playing in Jackson, and you are just getting the dog shit beat out of you, and this is dude, I just want to go home. Everybody wants to go home. Me, I'm there just standing on the sidelines dude, it's cold.
Dude, it's cold.
I want to go home. This sucks.
Wheelersburg, they beat Goshen 32-7. I think.
You mean Hillsborough beats.
What did I say, Wheelersburg? Oh, yeah. I was looking at the one down, and then I went up. Hillsborough beat Goshen 32-7. I think we're what?
I saw that score that you were looking at. Jesus Christ. Hillsborough comes in and just avenges.
They barely lose to Western Brown, which they probably shouldn't have. I would have hated them. If I was a coach.
Who's to say? Now,
if I was a coach for
the chance of looking like a fool again by the same people, fool me once, I guess, shame on me. Fool me twice, even bigger shame on me. Maybe this one just got a little out of hand. Maybe there was a situation where these guys gave up because they were down so much.
If I was Goshen's coach, I'm walking in Monday for film, and I'm putting up the score of the Hillsborough Western Brown game. I'm going, gentlemen, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Let's go on to week 3. I think we finally see who Hillsborough is. I think Hillsborough is going to be a problem. And I think that they're going to finish 3rd or maybe knock off and finish 2nd in the FAC.
That's crazy talk. I don't think they'll be – I think they'll be 4th.
So who do you have at 3rd?
Who? Oh, wait, no,
the FAC is Miami
there's
Trace.
Only 5 in the FAC, right?
No, there's 6. Miami Trace, Jackson, Hillsborough, Chillicothe, McLean. Who did I not already say?
Yeah, at this point, I could have –
in Washington Courthouse.
Yeah, at this point, I could have Chillicothe there.
So that's what I was kind of saying in the beginning of the season. I think Chillicothe is definitely 4th.
Again, just
I don't know, man.
With how they played these last 2 schools.
Yeah.
I think it's just, you're
I'm excited to see McLean play Paint Valley this week because that will be a huge determination for me.
I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard, like you said, they were a good football team, but I've heard that they weren't a good football team earlier this year.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
not one to judge because I haven't seen a single game.
If they beat Paint Valley, which I won't, and they play, or they even play them close, which they could, and I'm only saying you won't because I'm a Paint Valley alum. That worries me for the FAC if they play Paint Valley close because I think Paint Valley could easily finish minimum 2nd in the FAC right now.
Yeah, honestly, because again, even though it's 51-14, I still put Jackson at the top of that, and I think that Miami Trace is a beatable team by Paint Valley.
Yes, I don't think they would be a blowout by chance. I think Guthrie on offense would be a problem, but I just don't know if Miami Trace could really stop
Yeah,
that
because
run
Guthrie will
game.
get out there and like we've seen, like he made a top play to where he put a kid on his ass,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like he can't block 11 people at once.
And I don't think he plays
Yeah.
a whole lot of defense, if
Yeah.
any.
Yeah.
You know, so
And then as far as
you don't
like
have to worry
pass-
about blocking him at
Yeah,
least.
as far as like pass rush, you just have to like overload the other side. And again, I don't know what their other side is like. Or
What
anything
I
like
would
that,
do, what I would do too, is like maybe just rush 3 and leave a spy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To help with the coverage,
Yeah,
and then
at
not
that
let
point-
Robinette just run him up.
but you know that hey, this Guthrie kid dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally, it's like, hey, just don't even line up from him.
Like, yeah, he's gonna block the shit out of you. He's gonna put you in the ground. He's gonna make you. He's gonna put you on a.
Do you ever
flapjack
think
stack,
sometimes it might be smart? Like, okay, you got like a kid that's like not as good as this other kid. Like some people are like, oh, I'm gonna put my best guy on him, but I would just put my shitty guy on him.
He's like, you got a guy you want to quit the team?
Yeah.
Come on in here, bud. I got a job for you. And watch him just like destroy him or something like that.
Dude, watching
Like-
what he did to that Wilmington kid, I couldn't imagine if like you put like a freshman like wide receiver, but you get some DN time,
Just
bud.
a guy that's like, oh, you mouthed off the wrong week, son. Wrong week.
Hey, Reynolds.
It's like, coach, you really think that's a good idea?
Oh,
I think it's a
I think
great
I've
idea.
been dreaming of this all
Not
week.
for him. This is not good for him. Like,
But
But yeah, no. So we're gonna drop back the other two linemen as well and cover it.
Just, we're
And
rushing
he
one.
is the only one that's blitzing.
So yeah, after that long talk, I just think Jackson's still the team to beat. Miami Trace, very good team. We'll go to McLean real quick before we go on. Wheelersburg, they lost 34
I
against Archbishop.
had Washington Courthouse in my number 3 spot.
Yeah.
But like obviously that's shot to shit now.
I not a lot to talk about with that Wheelersburg game. That's not really, I think, who Wheelersburg's going to be this season. I think they're going to win a lot of games, make a deep playoff run. So I
think
don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that one.
The Ironton game maybe been again speculation, only speculation.
Yeah, but
maybe it was
like-
a little bit of an Ironton hangover.
And
to where
Archbishop,
you're a little.
Archbishop McNichols, like, why are you doing that? Just, like Wheelersburg, I know why you're doing it because you have a great
Did you say
coach.
they make nickels.
McNichols.
Oh,
Archbishop makes nickels.
I was like, yo, what?
No, you guys have a great coach. I know why he's doing it because he wants to push you guys, but I feel for those players right now. Like, that's 2 tough games to start out with. This McLean Northwest game, it went into overtime. Owen Sykes had a number 2 play of the week, a great pick at defensive end. Pick
saw
six.
that pick six.
Yeah, it was really nice. So that's what made me fearful. Because I kind of forgot that McLean is like a bigger school. They have a little bit more athletes. You know, they're not.
They have a beautiful campus.
They do.
Beautiful campus.
They do. It's like literally going to a
Some
museum.
great alumni.
Yeah.
Great alumni. Some
Yeah.
Awesome people.
I just think
Dante.
they have a. I'm not worried about what they're going to do on offense. I think they're going to be able. They had 13 this week. I don't know exactly what they had against Adina. I think they had 8. I'm more worried about their defense.
See, it's funny because the way you
Is
said it, you were like, "I'm not worried about their offense." You know, I mean, they're scoring 13 this week. Like,
Yeah.
I would be a little bit worried about the offense because maybe it's. I haven't seen this Northwest team play to know like. Oh,
Yeah, I
well,
don't
if you
know
can't
a whole lot.
if you can't score on them, then what are you gonna do? So
Yeah.
I don't know. So, but yeah,
I don't even know who they played last week. Honestly, Northwest. Piketon. So kind of hard to get a read off of getting the shit kicked out of you by a pretty good Piketon team.
yeah.
Um,
So I mean, again, I think that kind of tracks for McLean.
I think we'll figure out who McLean is this week against Payne Valley.
Yeah, but I think again with Northwest getting the piss beat out of them by Piketon and then coming out here and edging out a close one, it shows that maybe they're the grittier team.
Yeah.
I think that if anything, you need to be a gritty team to go to. Are they going into Payne Valley?
No, Payne Valley. It's going to be a
Okay,
home game.
They're going down 41 for the Battle of 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so- But
my-
again, I think you got to be that gritty team, and if you can't edge out a close one and show that grit, I think this Payne Valley team's just. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to say it again.
I will say, I just, I don't think that Payne Valley pissed offness is a one week done. Like, I think this is going to be a whole season of like,
I think they're going to go down there to McLean and shit down their throats.
Yeah.
I'd change it. Different joke.
All right. Well, fantasy this week. We don't have any updates yet on
we
the
didn't really
scores.
talk about the Trace Wilmington game, but there wasn't really a whole lot to mention there other than, Pancake City.
Yeah, literally. It was Pancake City. Dude, Trey Robinette, dude.
Yeah. I'd say, obviously, if
I love that kid. He's fucking amazing. Like
Guthrie, he could go to any pancake, any IHOP
Yeah.
right now and be
Get
employee
free.
of the year.
Yeah, employee of
He,
the
he shows up with his
year.
own pancakes.
This boy made 15 pancakes on 2 plays. Like,
He goes to apply for a job at IHOP, and they give him the CEO position just because, Pancake City.
but no. So we don't have any updates on
Fantasy
yet. This week's matchups, though, if you're week 3, I guess, because we're still technically
Honestly,
week 2.
we could probably just drop all that on the Thursday.
Oh,
show.
yeah, I'm just gonna
give
let
them
them
a
know,
little teaser to make them wait.
That's
make 'em
true.
Wait for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure that you're watching Thursday, at Richie's.
Yeah.
It's better if you come.
Yeah. Come in
because-
person and watch on your phones while you're there. But mute
Yeah.
it.
Yes, do that so that way we can still get the views, but you're also there. No, Adam, I think we hit the nail on the head. Oh, if you guys are wondering, so yes, I was kind of talking about at the beginning, and I didn't know if we heard us because I hit the wrong thing. But if you guys are wondering, we do have the first part of the first half of the Eastern versus Huntington game. We will upload that later. We are sorry that it was only the first half. After the technical difficulties, the transmitters kind of stopped working where we were in the box there. It was nothing on Huntington's fault, just, it was about the only thing that we could get. But we still wanted to put that first half out there for you guys so that you can watch. That's actually still – we have the fake punt on there. So we will be uploading that. You can find that later tonight or early in the morning tomorrow. Those videos just, kind of vary for how long they take. And then we know that we talked to you guys about doing more than one show a week after the absolute disaster that we had to go through. I mean, on Friday, which again, we're not putting blame on anybody. It was a lot. It was the real reason is because how hot it was, dude. 98 degrees, I'm pretty sure is what it was. We decided to just kind of take a chill pill, regroup. Honestly, let's just try and get a Tuesday show running nice. And here we are. So we will be having shows coming out on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays starting next week. So if you guys aren't tired of us now, you will definitely be tired of us here in probably by the end of next week. So, Adam, any famous last words before we get out of here?
I don't know, do you wanna do any little activities here at the end?
Let's do it. I didn't have a draft ready.
Well, I
for
mean,
today,
it's only two of us because Tony's out here doing great things.
you got an idea?
No,
Let's do Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right. I wasn't ready. I can't do that one. Okay. Would you rather
be able to fly, but you always had to hold a banana,
Okay.
or you could be invisible for as long as you had to hold your breath?
See, I think what people might overlook, because I feel like a lot of people just went with the flying, holding a banana. But if you're flying, it's gonna be damn hard. Like if you're
What if
going,
you drop the banana,
or it's gonna be hard to
deteriorate?
hold that banana.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if
Yeah.
it deteriorates?
Yeah,
or-
because does a banana have to stay as one as I'm flying?
Okay, I'm gonna do an addendum to it.
Okay.
You can fly, but you have to be covered in peanut butter.
Oof. I have too many dogs. See, what I'm thinking of right now.
That seems like it would be a good thing to do because you could fly home and immediately get most of your stuff cleaned up.
Yeah. My thing is how do I explain when I
When you show up places,
so, yeah.
after you get done flying,
Yeah, so,
they see you land.
it's like
yeah, buddy. Damn it, I spilled coffee and I got it on my arm. Yeah, but they see you land. It's I think that explains itself. It's why I don't think somebody's gonna be like, why are you covered in peanut butter? My first thing would be like, how are you flying?
Yeah.
And then you would answer, because I'm covered in peanut butter.
I think
Which would be a whole meme in itself. Which
I think I
love.
would go with the invisible.
Yeah.
Just because it would be a cool. I could be at parties. Watch this.
But you had to be addendum to that for as long as you can hold your breath. But you had to be naked.
Oh no, I'm
Like-
gonna fly.
Yeah, he couldn't.
I'm gonna fly. Nobody wants to see this naked. It's bad.
Or maybe is it just naked? Like you can like. Basically, if you didn't have anything on,
Wait, am I covered in peanut butter naked, or do I still have clothes on?
like when you're flying.
Yeah.
Ooh, so like I would assume
At
like,
least
if you,
underwear.
If you wanted to, you could get the peanut butter on your body and then just put regular clothes on top of that.
Actually,
if you did,
if I did that, I might be in on the peanut butter
Because,
like
like-
if my clothes aren't covered in it,
I mean, the insides of them would be.
Yeah,
like,
but
you'd
you know,
have
I'm
peanut
just-
butter all over.
I'll be so rich from being the only man that can fly. I'll have a closet big enough that I can just throw the clothes away, and then when I get to work,
How are you gonna make money off of it?
I don't know. I'll figure that out. Maybe if I'm the only man in the world that can fly, someone's got to pay me for something.
It's like
And then
you
when I
rob
get
a bunch-
places,
like you
I'll
just
just
rob a-
wash it off, and then I'll be good.
you rob a bunch of banks and shit, and it's
Wait.
like we don't know who he is because he's always covered in peanut
I
butter
wanna
and butt
know.
ass naked.
I want to know how. So like when I'm like looking right, like say I flew in, took off the peanut butter, and like I'm at
You gotta
work.
think that's gonna take like that's
Yeah.
like that's a shower every
Yeah.
time you go
So,
somewhere.
like,
So like
Say
you
I'm
can't
about to
fly
leave again,
work.
though, right? How do I get covered? If I
You
get
just
covered,
gotta have peanut butter on you.
if I get covered in peanut butter in the way of like somebody just like coming up with like a big old like Kevin bringing in chili on the Office like
Yep,
thing, it just whoosh and like it just hit me with the peanut butter. I might do that just for that experience.
Well, you gotta think peanut butter's not really a liquid. You'd be getting hit with a big glob of peanut butter if you did that, dude. Like it would like boom, like it'd knock you back, dog. Like,
No, man, you're
If I-
not gonna fuck out.
if I grabbed a handful of peanut butter off a chip or a wing, that's just a handful, hit you in the face with it, you'd be like, don't ever
I'd
do that
probably
again.
pissed,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so never mind. I don't
Yeah.
want that to
So
be
like
it.
you would have to just like rub it on you, like
Oh man, that's gonna
almost
take
like a-
so much time.
like a bar. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta think like at least being like invisible. Well,
how
you can have
covered
clothes
in
on.
the peanut butter do I, like
just a thin layer,
doused?
like a thin layer.
So like, say I got a peanut butter.
Like if
stick.
you had peanut butter and you like went like that, like you would have to be able to tell you were covered in peanut butter. It wasn't like like it just looks like I'm spray tanned. No,
Yeah.
like I mean. You can see, like you can tell, like
Hey,
he's
buddy.
covered in something. Like,
Covered in peanut
butter. Almost like I won't say glistening, but like when you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like that amount of peanut butter on the bread, like that consistent, like the amount of
like
peanut
where's
butter.
the bread?
Yeah.
That's how much peanut butter.
Yeah, like if you're a peanut butter lover and you're like, I put a lot of peanut butter. Well, then you would have to put a lot of.
you are screwed.
Like for me, like I would be able to get away with like a thin coat. Again, you'd be able to tell I had it on.
yeah, No, I think I'm gonna go invisible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go invisible. Man, oh wait, no, I'm naked. No, I'm flying.
I didn't. I
Okay.
took the.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I like.
Can
the
I at
name.
least be in my boxers?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
you
then
can't
I'm.
have like.
then if I can
guess-
at least take my boxers, I'm gonna go with holding my breath. Now here's my question,
Yeah.
right? If I was trying to do this as a party trick, and I'm like, watch this, and I hold my breath, do my clothes just fall off except my underwear, and then
No,
there's
like you would have to take them
Uh,
off. Like if you just did it, you'd just be holding your breath. And like we'll say like via the science to back it up, it's just because like the way like the clothes touch
It's
your
own
like,
stuff. And
yeah, like, it's
still
like the way
laying
it's
there.
like touching to your skin.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't allow like if you did it like parts of you'd be invisible, I guess. But like
Man. I'm
whereas
trying
like
to
you
find
could
a
just
loophole
where
with
you
the
could
holding
just
your
have like
breath, but
boxers.
oh, so when you die, would you just be invisible?
That's a good question.
like
Like that is a good question.
you're holding your breath. Okay.
Because if you go by like the boys, in the boys, spoiler alerts, turn it off right now. Spoiler alerts. You find out pretty early on, like episode 1, they kill a hero. So, yeah, spoiler alerts, my ass.
Spoilers, my ass. This is literally the first episode.
Yeah, like they kill Translucent, which is their invisible man.
Yeah.
And he's invisible after they kill him.
So
They put him in a lead box and put it in the ocean.
which one are you picking?
I'm probably picking invisible just because like I don't like stuff on my hands.
Yeah, dude. I knew that's why you're gonna pick. I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't. There. I don't know what you'd have to get to be covered with shit in your hands. You know what I mean? All right. My next. Would you rather? Oh. Did I do something?
Oh no!
We'll check YouTube, see if we're even still up. Nope. Well, thank you, YouTube. Hopefully, we figure out what this is going. It just looks like
The sound is here. The sound is here.
Oh, well, YouTube, we don't know what just happened with the camera. It looks like my hand won't stop doing that.
You almost look Canadian. I'm sorry. You almost look Canadian from like South Park. That's not like me being.
Don't worry, guys. I changed that so you don't have to keep looking at it. But yeah, no, we'll let you guys get out of here. Again, we will be live Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 at Richie's for our round table. Make sure that you're there. If you're not there, make sure that you are watching the live stream. And we can't wait to see you on Friday. Woo! Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Roll the key to a good Philly cheese.
I'm gonna use my high horse.
It's not hard to cook chopped steak, people. It's hard to get good bread.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sandman has entered. The Tigers are ready to be 10.
And he goes, what we do if they get to 10,000? I'm like, well, it has to be something big.
This is absolutely lit. What?
I'd be so privileged to have you guys come down to the Cintas Center and have us beat UConn.
Yes! Let's go! Yes! Let's go! Yes!
Here. Oh, number 5 is what?
Into this. Done! Free pizza for the Shermans!
Playing that, I can't imagine. I mean, the biggest game I've ever played in is like a district final game. I thought it was like Cloud 9, you know?
Same thing.
We're getting a fat W! Oh my gosh! Yeah! Let me go back to his brother! Oh my god! What a catch! Oh my god! What a catch! Touchdown play! Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Bread around here is subpar. That's why there's not a good cheesesteak around here.
I respect you a lot more for saying
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Tony Slouch is complete.